Hi there, it's Lori, and I decided since the other day I mentioned, um, well, it's a common thing for me to hurt myself, like cutting my thumb. Let me see if I can show you the cut. You can see the edge of it there. Like I said, it's not very long or wide, it's just at an angle and deep. Yeah, it still hurts, just a little bit. Anyway, so I thought I'd tell you about the very first time I injured myself that I remember. I was approximately 4 years old, and I had a friend that lived in the house right behind. So apparently we were renting half of a duplex, and like right behind it, so that across the fence behind that family, that was a duplex too, and I was friends with a girl there. So somebody was building something, either at our place or at their place. I really don't know. So I'm 4 years old. Remember this. I decide I think it would be fun to help out and pick up these bricks and move them over to a nice pile. Can you guess what happened? I bet you can. Yep, picked up the brick, walked a couple steps. Oh, it was summertime, so I was wearing sandals. So what happened? Yep. Yep. Dropped it smack on my toe, so my big toe. Did not break it though. I have not. There's wood. I have not broken my big toes. I have broken, I think, just about every other toe on both feet. Yeah, pretty close, but not my big toes. This was dropped on my big toe. It did not break it, but that was a mess. And I got in trouble. So that was a great time. My stepfather was not happy with me. Whatever. He was not my favorite either. But it's okay. It is what it is, right? Anyway, so that's my first memory of hurting myself. I think it's the... No, I might have gotten in trouble when I fell out of the ceiling too. That first one, though, I remember getting in trouble. The second one, I'm not so sure. I don't know if I remember getting in trouble. I don't know. Anyway, good times, good times. This is Tackle It Tuesday, another yarn. Shannon's concept. Her concept is whatever it is that you need to accomplish or just that's been looming over you. And you all know what that is for me right now. It's the animal blanket. Look how close I am. Okay, there's the cow. There's the cat. The cat's got its eyes. We're just headed into the ears on the cat. Now, those look the same color, but that's actually pink. And those whiskers are white. And I'm adding some different orange there at the top to try to make it a little more interesting up here. Because why not? Why not make it more difficult, right? Because I'm like that. All right. So then there's the cow. Or the calf, as I'm calling it. I still need to figure out how I want to make that more clear that that's the snout. I think I just need to do something to make those more oval and less kind of weird shaped. I've got some ideas. Anyway, that's all I would probably do. And here's the giant dog. The ears are done. The eyes are done. You saw this green yarn in the Yarn Management Monday. Look at that. It's freaking giant. Anyway, and the very cute pig, which I just need to connect the eyes here. That'll be easy. And I need to put some white and stitch a little bit of white in. See, I did that in here, but you can't really see that those eyes are brown. You can in person, but there's brown eyes there. I just didn't have enough. So I learned a little bit when I did the dog. I will stitch some white in the eyes here. I just haven't decided where. I made sure that the green would be more visible. And the cat eyes are just their own thing altogether because they needed to be shaped differently. Sorry, the clips make them look a little different than they are. They are very much cat eye shaped. I don't even know what that clip was holding. Okay, just a random extra clip. That's fine, whatever. All right, so there it is. Today is Sunday. We're going to see if I can get this done by Tuesday, well, Monday night, as my Tackle It. But I've been adding rows to it. I'm sure you can see that I've added quite a bit to it. I just want it done. It's made me so hot now. Holy mackerel. And it's so big and it's so warm. Oh, I found what that clip went to. You know why? Because it fell on the floor. All right. So it wasn't a random clip. I managed to unclip this color orange instead of the light orange. Let me clip it back in where it was. All right. All right. I'll get measurements for you. I know it's 120 stitches wide. I don't know how many inches or centimeters that is. I'll have to check. But it's a big blanket. And that dog is gigantic. Whew. And I'm already almost out of the first ball of this blue. I do have a whole other ball of this. This is a lot of yards. This, if I remember, this is like 900 yards of this, and I'm almost out of it. So I may have to break into the second ball. We'll see. Especially depending on how many rows above the dogs and the dog and the cat I put. Anyway, that's where we're at on Sunday. Let's see where we're at by Monday night so you can see this on Tuesday morning. Let's see if I tackled it or mostly tackled it. Hopefully I get some time to work on it. All right. I will see you in a couple days. No, that's one day. Jeez, that's tomorrow. Today is Sunday. Monday comes after Sunday. I have a cold. I'm going to blame the cold meds. Yeah. Okay. See you on the other side. Now late Monday night. I'm so close to done. It almost makes me want to cry that I didn't actually finish. But I ended up having a dentist appointment, which took actually probably the amount of time that I needed. Great news though. No crown, no problems, everything's good. So that's it. I don't have to see the dentist for 6 more months. Woohoo. But they did do the full x-rays, and every time they do the ones, gag time. Not fun. Anyway, I'm so close. I'm so close. I have one more row. Like literally the tips of the ears on the cat. Look at how cute. You can kind of see the striping I put in. Okay, so, and that is pink. I know it doesn't look pink on the screen, but it's a light pink. The whiskers are white. Again, I will go back through and do detailing. So I need one popcorn stitch on top of each ear, which this clamp is on. Here, I'll move it over. And then the cat is done. Let's go over here to Gigantor. Megatron, I don't know. Something gigantic. This dog. I also only have one row left on it. And so, yeah. And then I did have to add my second ball of this. I was out of the first ball. But let's talk about this. This ball, I did weigh it. It is actually 12 ounces, but that's 12 ounces with this ball band. So, you know, which is 340 grams, 593 meters, 649 yards. So that means I used 600, getting to this point, I used 600, but this is a giant blanket. I will measure it when I actually finish it. So Friday, it will be the FO, I promise. That, and I already have another FO. That would be lovely. And remember, Throwback Thursday. You get to start seeing paintings. So, that'll be fun. Different. All right, so that's the animal blanket. So I have that row that will finish off the dog and the cat. I know the dog looks pretty close to done. I know it's really hard to see. Those are like its ears. I don't know. I may have to go in and put some black around the ears to kind of define it. I don't know. And I got to put little white flecks in the eyes. They don't look right. They look a little zombie-esque. Anyway, there it is. So close to tackling it. I'll insert pictures. So close. It'll be done by Friday. However, I did tackle something that I've been trying to tackle for a while as well. I tackled, I don't want to pull it out because I still have the yarn attached. And let me take this stitch marker right here, put that in there, so we don't have to worry if the yarn gets pulled. All right. That becomes a stitch saver at that point. Pretty little kitty. All right, so this was a panel that I made on the live on Sunday. I then sewed it together inside out, so you can kind of see the seam on the inside. The inside, the purl side, right? I believe these are the pearls. Just showed the flaws a lot worse. But I don't feel like they show, like those don't show on the knit side. So then what I did is I went around, because it was curling, because knitting panels, even on the machine, even with waste yarn, it was curling on the edge. So I did a single crochet row around. I slip stitched around, because this is going to be a treat bag. I know it looks brown on the camera. I swear it's the eggplant purple. It's, yeah, so you can't tell, but you can see, okay, there you can kind of see that it's purple. Different purple than my hair. Like my hair's like more of a grape purple. But anyway. So I needed to figure out what kind of handle, but I wanted to do this to maybe put a drawstring in there. So after I did the single crochet, I did a double crochet, chain one, skip one. And so now I just have to figure out what I'm going to, how I want to handle doing the handles. I would assume with a treat bag, you probably want actually 2 handles, right? To hold it open. I think you'd want, okay, hold open the treat bag as opposed to one handle over the middle is going to be a problem. It's going to be in the way. So, and then I think what I'm going to do is one side is going to have a caramel apple and a poison apple. And I think I'm going to put a black cat on the other side. Appliques. What did I learn from the animal blanket? Appliques. Just make a blanket and put appliques on it. That's what I learned from that blanket. So, we made a panel. And I zhuzhed it a little bit, like I said. One side is slightly better than the other side. So that's the better side by a little bit. Thank you, Ian is weirdo, because seriously, I feel confident that I could make another panel and it would actually have less errors in it going forward. I'm very excited, which means I can do a panel sweater at some point. That's the goal. And yeah, again, there's errors, but it's, you know, again, it's a Halloween treat bag. So the bag is being entered in Armchair Chef's Crochet Along or Make Along or whatever you want to call it. But it will also be entered in Live Fantastical Michelle and Cheyenne, not spelled the traditional way. So Michelle 1L also, because it's going to have those apples on it. And that's Apples and Harvest. I may have more time to add. Oh my gosh, why did it just suddenly... What is happening with my lighting? It's like my light bulbs just suddenly turned on. They've been on the whole time. What the heck? Like I said, if you... okay. When my Decade Divas thing fell down, if you haven't seen the Goes Wrong show, please do yourself a favor and watch that. It's hilarious. It's a British show. There's also full-length plays. You can find a lot of it on YouTube, and I think you can find a lot of it on Tubi, I think. Tubi. I think that's the other platform. But that's in the US. It might be easier in UK, I'm not sure, to find it. The Goes Wrong show. It's so funny. And then Peter Pan Goes Wrong. And that's the other one. Peter Pan Goes Wrong, in my opinion. I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard watching something. And right there, my stepdaughter in California got to see the Peter Pan Goes Wrong show live because they came to LA. They were doing a US tour. The whole long story, we had tickets and then they canceled the show we were going to. It's a whole thing. But she got to go, and Neil Patrick Harris was actually one of the actors in that. Not traditionally, but he was one of the actors in that. And that just gives you the vibes of the Goes Wrong show. Also, my stepdaughter, again, Margreta, the one that's in LA, she also went to London and got to see the actual actors, and she saw a live performance of the Goes Wrong show. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of this. A little jealous of this. But it is what it is. Timing, opportunity, whatever. Anyway. So, I did tackle panels. I tackled panels, which that's a big deal. And I can basically say I've tackled the animal blanket. Because now I'm to a point where it's just the last little details and it's done. And then, like I said, I'll go through and just kind of detail stuff up that I don't feel like shows well enough or whatever. Anyway, thank you all. I will have some stuff on Wednesday. I'll have Whip It Wednesday stuff for sure. You might not see the animal blanket again until Friday. But, yeah, Wednesday. Because technically this is a whip because I'm not fully done with it. But the panel, being able to actually successfully make a panel on the Sentro, I tackled that. Hooray. Thank you, Ian. Anyway, I have heavy mail from Mindi I need to open. I still haven't opened. I'm going to show you The tracking on this was hilarious because it's like it just kept going back and forth to cities in New York. But this box has been on a journey. I'm showing you that side. Now the side that actually has the address, it's perfectly fine, as if none of this was going on. Look at this. But yes, I'll open that on Wednesday because I need to get this recorded, uploaded, and I need to get my butt to bed so I can babysit tomorrow. I have to babysit twice this week. So anyway, thanks for coming in. And can I get an amen?